I'm really honoured to have my own signature guitar. I think it's great. Well, the main thing was that Gretsch really wanted the guitar to look, without being a relict reproduction of that guitar, we wanted to make a new, fresh guitar, but we wanted it to have a lot of the best features. The old guitar's been x-rayed, measured. It's an exact physical, you know, it's just, in fact, it's just like a more bionic, younger, better, improved version that'll probably, hopefully, you know, develop its own kind of story. The biggest thing we went for, that's the biggest difference to most other white Falcons, is the binding. I went for like a silver, because of my original guitar, most of the gold had worn off, and it was starting to look almost nickelish, and I thought, you know, there's several white Falcons out there, so I thought, well, how could I make mine, you know, I don't want to make a complete replica of mine, but I want it to feel the same, and try and make it better, in fact. That was the main thing, is I want to make this guitar better than the old one. You know what I mean? I want it to function better. But aesthetically, I like the. I just thought the silver might be a good way to go. So that was a fun thing. And from the silver binding, we went for the nickel hardware. One thing you do when you get a semi-acoustic guitar, you have to pin the bridge, because I play with my hand resting on the bridge a lot. And normally these guitars, for some reason, historically, they don't pin the bridge down. It just sits there. So the minute I put my hand on it, the bridge goes, rendering it unplayable. So this one, we just pin it from the get-go. I didn't want to just make a pickup that was good for 1986. I want to make a pickup that's good for like 2016. One of my opinions is that the more output you got from your pickups, I find it easier to control the feedback from the amp. If you don't run the amp so hot, you don't get some of the semi-acoustic guitars do howl a little in a bad way, and you have to try to mitigate that by a combination of putting stuff inside the guitar to slightly deaden it but not kill the sound. When we were talking about doing the guitar, we were trying to overcome some of the drawbacks with the high volume that I play at and the kind of rock thing I'm doing with it. The guys were saying, well, how do you combat that? I said, well, part of it is you have to stuff stuff in the guitar. It can be t-shirts, towels, tea towels, you know, whatever. The guys just said, well, hey, why don't we just do a towel? It's got like a little logo on it. People can cut it into pieces and put it in the guitar, or they can cherish it and have it in their kitchen and, you know, wash the teacups with it. But it's going to come in one of those. It just have my logo on it and stuff. It's just like a fun thing to include with the guitar that's based on a kind of a historical, you know, a reason for it. But, you know, I mean, I probably wouldn't cut it up. I'd use something else. Smaller headstock. That's on the 70s ones. You get a kind of a thinner, I think more elegant profile. Tuning pegs, very important to me to get the big chunky Grovers on there, which is the same as the 70s ones. I kind of insisted on that. The truss rod adjustment, the thing that keeps the neck straight. There's a metal rod that runs inside this neck that can be adjusted if the neck, because it's made of wood in the climate, warps, it makes the guitar unplayable, so you can adjust it. And that adjustment on a 70s Gretsch is done through here, which means you have to take the pickup out, and there's kind of a thing on the back through here where you have to do it. So most other guitars, they don't really do that. So on this one, we thought one of the improvements was just like, let's do it the best possible way, which is the adjustments under there. And as a bonus, it gives me a nice little place to put my little special signature thing that I'm working on to make it very unique. But that's it, there she is. The only, I think to my mind, the only silver finished Falcon, certainly only one with my name on it. And it sounds great, guitar sounds brilliant. I mean, it even sounds good not plugged in, and that's always a good sign with a guitar. If it sounds good not plugged in, it's usually going to sound good plugged in.